Greetings one and all, how's everyone doing? I hope very well. At the start, before I shot this portion, I went around and cleaned up a bunch of trash that people left. Please don't litter the woods. There's no excuse for that. So, anyway, one nagging question I've always had is, can you do a Bannock over a Trangia stove? So I'm gonna go ahead and just get that going now before I start working on firewood, because I'm gonna do a fire, but I was just curious about the Trangia stove and could I do it? So it's the question that drives me. There's a picture at work that I always think about, and it says Orville Wright did not have a pilot's license. It's like, yeah, it's a good point. So just food for thought. So let's get cracking on the Bannock and get some bug spray going, because I'm getting chewed. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do basically, so on my last outing I actually had made 2 mixes because I thought I was going to make another batch. So I'm only going to use about maybe half this time. This is just an MSR bowl I picked up from REI, like $7 I think it was, not very expensive, but I've mixed Bannock in here before. course, why just make Bannock when you can make more bacon Bannock? The animals. They can use a little bit more water. There we go. So I had to do a little windscreen here to make sure that the heat was getting underneath. It was kind of blowing it this way. So I just propped up my Sea Line dry bag that I use as a food bag, and in the pouch to my grill, sort of a wind block. I actually have a windscreen, but I forgot it. So I'm gonna go see how that does. It's got direct heat underneath, so it doesn't appear to be blowing sideways. Get real close. Give it a look. So there you go. See how that does. Fortunately, I have more mix, so if I have to, I can just do another one on the fire. Alright, let's take a look. See, I'm seeing a lot of the wind change direction on me. That's not cool. Alright, so I put my pack down. It's sort of a windbreak. Hoping it's going to give enough fuel or enough heat to bake my Bannock. So I may have misspoke a bit. I suggested that maybe there wasn't enough heat, but I'll zoom in so I can show you. You can see the bubbling. It's starting to rise, but if you can see around the edges here, it looks like it's actually frying in the oil, olive oil I put in there. So I'm just kind of trying to turn it as often as I can. So interesting. If it burns, it burns. Or, as John Campbell said, it's not char, it's flavor. So, kind of interested to see how this turns out. Could be just the bacon on the bottom too, but we shall see. Alright, let's take a look. Smell a little bit of char on the bottom, but it is actually baking up pretty nice, other than the heat. I don't know if I could prop this up taller. It'll still be just as stable. Huh.
actually pretty close. Alright. Alrighty, let's check this puppy out. You know what? It's like so close to being done. It's still a little doughy on top. Probably about another 5 minutes or so. I do still smell some charring, but you know, probably not a deal breaker. So, maybe another close-up shot. See how zoomed in. Actually, that looks pretty good for zoom. See how it's still it looks kind of moist on top. So, really close. Really close. Alrighty. It's actually only been a couple of minutes, but I think I might go ahead and pull it off now. Yeah, looks good. So, there you go. Top's not super moist. Let that cool down, and then we'll check to see. Oh, I guess you couldn't see that. There we go. Let that cool down, and then we'll dig in. Man, I love this grill. Looks like I got a drop piece of bacon. Oh. Throw that in the fire. It's still burned out. Nice. Just to make sure. Alright, when it cools down, we'll dig in. Alrighty. Here she is. You know, just as I sat down to shoot video, it's like smoke. Thanks, smoke. Yeah, I think it got pretty charred on the bottom, unfortunately. It did work though. I did make a Bannock. Just too much direct heat, I think. Because usually you cook under coals, not flame. But you know what? Let's get it out of the pan before we make the decision. This pan's been sticking on me lately. Alright, did get a little charred, but you know what? That's doable. See how she tastes? You know, so, well, Trangia, wow, smoke, really? Unbelievable. I even moved my chair back and it still managed to find me. Okay, so, can you do a Bannock on a Trangia stove? Yes, you can. As long as you don't mind some charry bits of flavor. But there's the bacon. I should have crisped the bacon up a bit more, but that's alright. Oh, dude. Seriously, guys. so easy to make. Why have you not made Bannock yet? Oh, dude. Damn. The taste is so good. Even without the bacon. Oh, bacon is excellent by itself. The dough. It mixes this piece of cake to make. I think I do like it over the fire better, because more of a controlled heat. Although if I had a simmer ring on that Trangia, it might have been a game changer. Highly encourage making Bannock. Well, alright guys, basically just sat here, enjoyed my Bannock. So as always, I appreciate you watching. I'm gonna put the recipe in the description box so you can just write it down. You know, any variation. One gentleman in a recent comment he made, he said just bring out milk powder packets. I don't think I've ever seen any milk powder packets, but interesting idea, because then you can still use it for like coffee or something, or whatever else you could think of that you could use milk for. But I just find it simple, just mix it all together and then hit the ground running. So, and it just takes water once you get here, which, you know, I just brought in the Nalgene with water. Simple enough. You could filter, I mean, you could just boil some water up, pour it in your Bannock mix. I don't think it matters if the water's hot. So, I'd like to try that if you want me to. So, if you have any suggestions for Bannock, let me know and I'll run them down and see if I can do them. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.